What's going on, guys? Chris Jones, owner-operator here at Speed of Sound Audio Experts in Somersworth, New Hampshire. We're working on this Road Glide. Customer brought it in because the audio kept cutting out, and we found some fun stuff. Basically, this was installed by someone else. There's a few things here. One, they didn't use the harnesses that we have. We have harnesses, specific plug-and-play harnesses for Harley-Davidson, so that you don't have to cut the factory wiring. I'm pretty sure this bike isn't under warranty, but if it were under warranty, this would void the warranty. You can't cut the factory wiring on a Harley-Davidson. The other thing they did was they installed a Kenwood car audio amplifier. This amplifier is not even close to waterproof. They also Velcroed it to the bottom of the amp bracket. Now, don't get me wrong, we use Velcro quite often to install amplifiers under fairings, but only when we're putting it on top. We have specific amp brackets for this bike, these here, that allow you to install the amp in this location. The bracket goes over top of this plate and then screws into the amp and tightens the amp up to this to hold it in place. So that's another issue with this install. Of course, the biggest issue is this amplifier is not waterproof. The other issue is they installed JL Audio boat speakers. These are not motorcycle speakers, they're boat speakers. When they did, they plugged these in where they fit. The problem is where they fit is backwards. So on Harleys, most speakers, the small plug is negative, the large plug is positive. Harley-Davidson is backwards. Harley-Davidson's large plug is negative, their small plug is positive. So the front speakers were wired out of phase to the rear speakers. What that means is when they're out of phase, they're canceling each other out, so this bike will play zero bass. The other issue that they did with this bike, because the speakers didn't fit, is they cut, you can see my hand pushing in from outside, they cut the speaker pod here and shaved it all out because the speaker, again, the boat speakers that they put in this bike didn't fit. So in order to make them fit, they cut a hole in the pod. So what we do is we install speakers with neo magnets that fit in the pod. So we're gonna replace this amplifier with a ARC Audio Moto 720 amplifier. We're gonna clean up some of this wiring. It's not terrible, but we're gonna clean it up a little bit. And then we're going to install the Ground Zero Yellow Basket Neo speakers that fit in here. We're also going to use our speaker adapters to swap these so that this one will become smaller and this one will become larger. We make those here so that we can flip this around and plug this in. We're going to take out these Rockford Fosgate speakers that are in here, and we're going to install our Ground Zero Yellow Basket 6x9s. We'll also put the disconnect for the bag on the outside instead of the inside, so that the customer can easily remove the bag from the bike. So we'll update you on progress as we do it on this bike. Oh, and we'll also flash the radio. Whoever installed this did not flash the radio, or you got to flash the radio. That's normally here, it's over on the bench, but they did not flash the radio to remove the stock EQ curve so that the bike would sound the way it should sound with an aftermarket amp. They didn't have the software or the interfacing to do that, so we're going to take care of that and get that done. All right, so I have repaired the speaker wires that were cut in half. I put them back together, so now we can use the speaker wires that come with our kit that have the RCA connectors on the end of them to go to the amplifier. So now it's back as close to stock as it can be. This bike is all done, back together, everything nice and clean. Has Apple CarPlay now. Ground Zero Yellow Basket Neo speakers installed in the fairing on both sides. Of course, like I was showing you guys in the beginning of the video, we have the ARC Audio Moto 720 amplifier inside the fairing under the radio with an amp bracket holding it in place. And then of course our Ground Zero Yellow Basket 6x9s installed in the lids. Unfortunately, the wiring is this way. It's not the way that I like it, but the person that was here before us drilled the whole way up here. I like to put it down here in the bottom, bring it over, and then straight up. But it was already this way, so we just had to tie it all up this way. It is what it is. That's not terrible, but as again, the speakers are all installed there. So this bike is all done and ready to be picked up, and we will have another happy customer.